Once I was happy with my shapes, I went over in biro pen. This just helps it to stand out. And I prefer working on top of pen drawings and being able to rub out all of my pencil to working in coloured pencil over pencil. It's a personal preference, and you might not be wanting this effect. Some of the examples that you've seen, they used different coloured pencils to press on really nice and hard over the pencil colour lines, over your original pencil lines, sorry. And then coloured in around that, which gives a really, really nice effect. So you might want to try something like that. Personally, I prefer going over things in biro. I do really like drawing in biro in general, but I think it gives quite a finished look. So this is where you can see all of my shapes kind of coming out. With the lettering, I'm really not very good at lettering. And so I kind of like to scribble right, I suppose. And biro works really well for that. You may have noticed as well that I used a rubber to rub out a little bit then. Sometimes graphite can stop your biro working, so it gets a little bit stuck in the ball that is the end of your ballpoint pen, the little graphite particles, and it can make it tricky to draw over the top. So sometimes you just need to rub a bit out and then draw on top of it. When I am outlining, I'm making sure that I only outline the lines that I actually want. So if you remember, I didn't use a rubber very often when I was sketching, and I tend to leave lots of lines around when I'm sketching. And this, when I'm outlining, this is when I really refine my work and what I'm doing. So I leave out lots of lines and then I use a rubber and rub them out, which is why it's really useful if you remember to press lightly with your lines at the beginning, because it means you're not left with loads and loads of lines at the end or dents in your paper where they don't rub out properly. But here you can really see how I've thought about my composition, and I've got kind of the sweeping shape across, well, not quite through the middle, because if you remember, you don't want to put too much in the middle and you don't want a central theme. So I've got my main person, so Aretha Franklin, off centre, and then I've got that big sweeping shape of the music lines going across the whole page, which I think works quite nicely as a composition. And I've kept it mostly split, apart from that piano line that goes through from one side to the other. And I think when I start adding colour, I'll probably use colour to bring both sides together a little bit. So once I've outlined, I go over with a rubber. I had to do quite a lot of rubbing out because I had quite a lot of sketch lines. And then I usually, see what's left, what have I missed out, what haven't I done, and I go in and correct.